record it this time. Forgot on Friday. So, good morning, good morning. Find a nice seat. So I was listening to public radio the other day, and I listened to, it was Fresh Air, you know, with Charity Nebbe, and she was interviewing a guy named Ed Yong, Y-O-N-G, and he had written a book called An Immense World. But and it's about how different beings, different animals, as opposed to humans, perceive things differently. So it's the diversity of perception in animals. And it was fascinating, you know, like for instance, he was talking about how octopuses, if you cut off one of their arms, they don't really feel that. It's just kind of a overall feeling of danger. They don't feel pain. So we all, and I was talking to Connor about Teddy last night because he wanted to smell everything at his dad's house, and I said, you know, dogs can smell much better than we do. Really? What do they smell? You know, and so we all perceive things differently, and actually within our species, I think we perceive things differently as well. So I just thought it was interesting, but he was talking about how COVID made him realize that he doesn't have to travel the world to experience things, that there's so many miracles and things to learn about right in his backyard on maybe on a more minuscule scale, but you know, that's how he spent his time. And he had a puppy, and how the puppy explored, and it was interesting. But so sometimes in yoga, where I'm going with all this is, you know, I like to focus on a certain area, but then I encourage you to feel the overall effect of the pose on your body. And the reason we do yoga is not to make our body do poses, but to get to learn more about our bodies and our spirits through doing the poses. So think about that. Close your eyes. And as you go inward, what's the first sensation you notice? Perhaps it's, you know, kind of a knee, a hip, whatever it is, just bring your attention there and notice it. Maybe it's your stomach growling. And then go ahead and just kind of notice how you're feeling overall today, either physically or mentally or spiritually. And please bring hands to heart center. May we all notice that there's so many miracles going on around us all the time. May we take the time to experience that grace. Please lower your hands, open your eyes. We're going to start on our backs. That's always good, right? And go ahead and just lay your feet under your knees. And check in this position for a moment. Actually, turn those lights down a little bit. Yeah, I got dimmable lights now. There, that's right. And then just bring your right ankle over your left thigh. And then lift your left foot, interlace behind the thigh or in front of the shin, whichever works best for you. And lay back down. And then just notice, for me, I immediately notice a sensation in my right hip, maybe my right knee a little bit. That's pretty obvious. And now just kind of try to engage more parts of your body to have it be a whole body experience. So flex your feet, maybe hug the shins in a little bit, sit bones back and apart. And then just kind of slowly rock side to side, just kind of calming that hip down. And then release the left foot to the floor. Stretch the right leg up, interlace behind the right thigh. Just point and flex a few times. Roll your ankle around. And then set the right foot down and switch. So left ankle over right thigh. You can go as slow as you want, lifting and finding that position. And then just notice, of course, wherever you feel it, but more than likely it's your left hip. And then maybe you say, my right hip seemed a lot tighter than the left hip. I don't know. Or looser or whatever it is. And then activate more parts of your body. So engage the legs more, lengthen your spine. Feel it all over your body. Feel the pose and learn. And then just slowly rock side to side a few times. And release the foot to the floor. Interlace behind the left thigh. Stretch the hamstring, maybe point and flex a few times. Good, and then undo your hands. Bring both feet up towards the ceiling. So it's like legs up the wall, but you're just in the middle of the floor. Try and keep a little curve in your low belly. Bring your arms straight up. Think alongside body. Rib cages back, shoulders on the back. Stretch the arms up over your head. You don't have to bring them all the way to the floor. Just kind of notice that. Do you feel it in one side more than the other? I sure do on my right shoulder. Just experience that for a moment. And keep everything engaged and long, and slowly lower your left heel towards the floor. And where it feels like work, just allow it to hover. And then stretch your arms up towards the ceiling, lift your head and your chest, and reach your hands forward. Oh, where do you feel sensations? And breathe. You need to lift the foot a little higher, you can. See if you can change the location of the sensations just by activating a different part of your body. And then switch. So right heel down, left leg up. If you need to touch down, you can. One more breath. And lower down. Hug both knees in. And then just notice the sensations here. You can roll side to side. Just calm yourself a little bit. And then go ahead and bring the knees away from you till you feel that curve come back in your low back. So not very far, just a little ways. Bring your arms to cactus. Think I'm going to keep that little curve. I'm going to keep the rib cage drawing back and pressing the feet and the knees together. Let the knees roll to the right. Don't come all the way down. Just hover there for one breath. And then come on up and go to the other side. Hover there. Keep the curve in the low back. Keep the rib cage back. Where do you feel the sensations now? And come on back to center. Head to the right side. Just learn about yourself by studying all the different parts. Does your left shoulder stay down? Come on back to center. Off to the left side. You feel the right shoulder down. Where do you feel the sensations? Does it feel good or bad? Come back up and over one more time each side. And back to center. And finally back to the left side. And back to center. Hug your knees in. And roll to your right side and come to all fours position. And then here, just see where you feel sensations. Can you grab the floor to kind of move the weight around? Feel the shoulders right above the wrists, knees above hips. Extend the right leg. Keep the hips square and the left arm. And lower down. Switch sides, left leg, right arm. And then go ahead and sit back on your heels. And if this isn't comfortable for you to stay for a time, you can sit all the way down on a blanket too, because we're just gonna stretch our shoulders a little bit. So bring your right arm up and your left arm back, palm facing back. And then bend both elbows and just see where they come on your back. Just feel nice long spine, rib cage back. Just stretch those shoulders just a little bit. This side is way tighter than the other side for me. Really? Isn't that funny? Yeah, it feels, so you just notice that, you learn that about your body, and it's like, well, what can I do maybe to make it more comfortable? One more breath. And unwind, and we're going to bring the left arm up, right arm back, palm facing back, and bend elbows and just see what happens. Maybe you feel it in your triceps, maybe in the shoulder socket. Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe in your neck. See if you can lengthen the back of your neck, lengthen up through the top of your head, and make it feel even like a better stretch. That's the goal, is always to make it feel like a therapeutic stretch, not a painful stretch. Good, and then unwind. And come forward to all fours, but this time bring your hands forward of your shoulders. Engage, curl the toes under and lift to downward facing doggy. And then just immediately notice there, where do I feel this pose first? For me, it's kind of the calves and the Achilles first to get my attention, but I'm really careful with the shoulders, thinking I'm gonna draw the rib cage back, lengthen all the way through the top of the head. You can walk your dogs out a little bit if that feels like a good movement. And then go ahead and lower your knees. I'm going to have you bring your blocks under your hands, so hip distance apart, and then step your right foot to the outside of the right block. And just stay upright. You might have to turn the toes out a little bit. And just kind of see, where do you feel the sensations here? Does your left knee bother you? If you pull it forward a little bit, can it feel better? Pull the right heel back. Keep the hips square. Does it feel better to keep the toes curled under or stretch them long? Where can you feel like it's most therapeutic? Then just bring your right hand to your thigh. Keep everything the same in the lower body. Rib cage is back, shoulders are back, just twist. Maybe extend your arm if you want to, if it feels good. Open your heart. Good, and then this is optional. Bend your back knee, reach back with a hand and find the foot. If it's not there, it's okay. And if you found it, try and square your shoulders to the front again a little bit. Kick back, you'll feel it in your quad for sure. Maybe in your right shoulder. Yeah, see if you can grab the little toe side. Keep that shoulder safer. Yeah, good. And then unwind. Lift the back knee. And the same thing, just lengthen your spine. Get really high on the ball of your left foot. And then lower the back knee. Step back and we'll switch. That feels all uneven, just notice that. So let's even it out. Left foot steps forward. Again, to see on this side, do the sensations start in a different spot? You just kind of notice it. And bring the left hand to the knee. Hug to the midline, lengthen, and twist to the left. Bend your left arm if you feel like it. And if you want more, bend the knee, find the foot, and square up a little bit. Kick back. And you can do either hug it in closer with the to stretch the quad more, or kick back to stretch the shoulder more, or alternate between the two. Your choice. Oh my gosh, my quads are so tight. And touch down, lift the back knee just for a moment. Get high on the ball of your foot. Where do the sensations happen there? Can you lengthen your spine? And then feel the overall pose. Lower the back knee and step back to all fours. Move the blocks off the mat. Come down to your elbows and bring the palms of your hands together. Now your elbows need to be shoulder width. Your knees need to be slightly back so that your shoulders are behind your elbows somewhat. And then you're just going to come down to a puppy pose and maybe bring the hands up over your head to stretch the triceps more. Maybe you feel it in the shoulders. Try and broaden your clavicles apart, shoulder blades flat. Just notice it. Maybe one lat feels tighter than the other. Good. And then bring the hands back down. Interlace the hands now. And we're going to do the same thing, only this time bring your shoulders forward, but keep your knees where they are. Make sure the knees are hip distance. Curl the toes under, lift to dolphin pose. So press down through all parts of your forearm and your hands and your elbows, but try not to be the focus to be on the elbows, and just stabilize your shoulder girdle. Maybe bend one knee and the other a few times. Good. Now keep pressing down through all parts of your forearm and your hands and come forward to an elbow plank. You might have to, I have to move my feet back a little bit. Keep broadening. You're hugging the elbows, but broadening the shoulders a little bit to feel stable there. I'm drawing my rib cage back. So I feel connected both front and back. Good. Lower your knees and lower your belly. You're in Sphinx pose. And note, just feel that. It's a little bit of a back bend. Same way, you're stabilizing your shoulder girdle, but lengthening. Good. Release your hands, lower down, slide the hands back. Curl the toes, push back all fours, and then just keep going on up to downward facing doggy. Just noticing sensations as they appear to you, but then trying to get the overall pose to feel very therapeutic. Your body does let you know what's happening by giving you pain. So if you have pain, you have to pay attention to it. But then you can, once you get to know yourself, your body better, you can say, well, what can I do to help that? Good. Step your feet to your hands. You can use your blocks. Make sure your feet are nice and wide, maybe even a little wider than hip distance. Come to a forward fold. And then just ask yourself, wow, where do I feel sensation here? Can I activate my feet and my legs a little more? Maybe I have to bend the knees. And think sits bones back and apart. It's really paying attention to all the little nuances in your physical body. And what happens in your mind. Now bend your knees, bring your hands to your knees, and come all the way up to standing. Stretch your arms up. Just going to do a few half salutes. So one more inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. You can use blocks if you want to. Inhale, pranam, hands to shins, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, sweep all the way up. Stretch your arms up. Hands to heart center on the exhale. And just keep going like that. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more like that. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Hands to heart center. Okay, we're just going to keep going, but add some more things. So inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. And if you want to use blocks, you sure can. Please step your right foot back to deep lunge. Pause there. See, where do you feel the sensations? Really activate the feet, shins in, thighs back, lower the back knee. Inhale, stretch up, Anjane Asana. Take for a breath. And touch down. Lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Again, just kind of take the time to really notice any sensations. What can you add to the pose to make it feel more therapeutic? And then inhale, come to plank. Lower to the mat. You can lower knees first if you need to. Stretch the feet long. Lift to cobra. So it's a back bend. Don't scoop the tailbone. Just see if you can stabilize the shoulder girdle. Where do you feel the sensations now? Is it your low back? Is it your shoulders? What can you do to make it feel better? Lower down. Push back. Downward facing dog. Extend the right leg. Step it through, deep lunge. If you need help getting it up there, you can. Lower the back knee. Take your time coming up, Anjane Asana. Noticing each little sensation where you can make it feel better. And please touch down. Inhale, lift the back knee and step forward. You can extend long pranam in that process. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, let's do the other side. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Left foot back, deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Anjane Asana. One more breath. And touch down. Inhale, lift the back knee, step back, down dog. One more breath. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Downward facing dog. Extend the left leg and step it through, deep lunge. Lower the back knee when you're ready. Stretch up, Anjane Asana. One more breath. And touch down. Lift the back knee, step forward and pranam. Exhale down. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. Just pause there. What comes to your attention is that your heart may be beating a little faster, your breath, your feet, whatever it is. Just notice it and then get an overall feel of the pose. See if you can lengthen a little bit and feel more stable and grounded. Good. Open your eyes, stretch up. Exhale, bring hands to heart center and bend into a chair pose with Utkatasana. Shift your weight to your right foot. Step your left foot back, deep lunge, and come up, crescent. Stretch your arms. Touch down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Downward facing dog. Make sure you have enough width between your feet so they're hip distance. Your hands are hip distance. Extend the left leg. Bend the knee. Keep really engaged, rib cage back, but keep the curve as you open up to wild dog. So stack left hip on top of right. Don't let the right shoulder get sloppy. Square the hips. Step it through, deep lunge. Come up, crescent warrior. Take your time. You might have to bend the back knee. One more breath. And touch down. Inhale, step forward, forward fold. And inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, bend into chair pose. Shift your weight to your left foot. If you need to touch down, it's okay. Step back, deep lunge. Feel that back foot really strong. Come upright, crescent warrior. Keep things squared up. One more breath. And touch down. Step back, downward facing dog. We're gonna skip the vinyasa and just extend the right leg. Stay super strong. Bend the knee. Wild dog. Keep the rib cage drawing back. Keep the curve. Keep the shoulders stable. Just notice where you feel that stretch. Good. Square up the hips. Step the foot forward. Help it up there. Feel that back foot stabilizing you. Feel the bottom of your pose stabilizing you. And then lift up, crescent. One more breath. Touch down and step forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, sit back, chair pose. Okay, this might be a hard transition, so whatever you can do to help yourself. Shift your weight to your right knee, bring the left ankle over right thigh. And my blocks are there in case I need to grab them. Good, unwind, step it back, deep lunge. Oh my goodness. Stretch up, crescent warrior. If you needed to take seven steps there, that's okay. Bring hands to heart center, lean forward, left elbow to right knee, little twist. Unwind, touch down, step back, downward facing dog. This time you can either take child's pose or do vinyasa with me. So inhale, plank, exhale down, inhale, cobra, exhale down. Everyone, downward facing dog. Extend the left leg, step it through, deep lunge. Stretch up, crescent warrior. Exhale, hands to heart center. And try the twist. See, just go slow. See what you can do in the pose to make it feel stable and strong. Keep the curve in the low back. Unwind and step forward, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, sit back to chair. Then another side. So it feels stable. Remember, you've got your blocks here if you need to kind of stabilize. Lift the right foot, right ankle on left thigh. Unwind, step it back, deep lunge, stretch up, crescent. If you need to, lower the back knee. Totally okay. Hands to heart center, twist. Sometimes the second time when you've learned something the first time, it becomes a little easier. Unwind, step back, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Downward facing dog. Then the right leg, step it through. Deep lunge. Crescent. Hands to heart center. Last twist. Unwind, touch down. Step forward, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Hands to heart center. You can close your eyes for a moment. Take a few breaths. Check in with your physical body. How's it feeling? Allow your heart rate to slow. See if you can even just, by thinking of it, slow it down a bit. Inhale, stretch it up. Open your eyes. Exhale, fold. Pranam. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back to deep lunge. And then step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Extend the right leg. Okay, really feel strong here. Come forward to one-footed plank. So three-legged plank, actually. So the right foot's still lifted. Just feel that. Good. Lower the foot. Lower down. Cobra. And lower. Push back. Downward facing dog. Let's try that again because I forgot to try something with you guys. Make sure your feet are wide. Your hands are wide. You're putting weight on all parts of your hand. Extend the right leg. Come forward to a three-legged plank. And then see if you can get so strong that maybe you can lift your left arm. So it's two-legged plank. Good. And then push back. And try two-legged down dog. It's just fun. Good. And then come to down dog. Extend the right leg, step it through, deep lunge. Step forward, Uttanasana. Shake it out. Couple breaths. Step your left foot back, deep lunge, and then step your right foot back. Extend the left leg. Just pause there. See if you can get that three-legged dog to feel really stable, and then come forward, three-legged plank. See if you can feel strong enough that maybe you can just lift the fingertips on the right hand or extend the right hand. Push back, down dog and see if you can get a two-legged down dog. Good, and bring all the limbs down and take a child's pose. It's fun to play with those things, even if, it doesn't totally happen like you expect. You learn about a little bit where maybe your weaknesses are, where you need to strengthen a bit. And make your way to downward facing dog. Extend your right leg and step it through to deep lunge. And ground your back foot down and make your way to warrior two. So just kind of come up and just check your alignment, check where you feel the sensations. Am I tracking straight? And add the arms. You feel even on both sides of your torso. Straighten the front leg. You can use a block here or just hand to shin, triangle pose. Or to the floor if you're really feeling open. Ask yourself, where can I adjust to feel stronger, more stable? Good, come back upright. Bend the front knee. I'm going to have you bring your left hand to your hip. Right hand comes to the block, and just slide it forward as you slide the back foot back. So we're going to Ardha Chandrasana. So it has to be, you can kind of play with the location and then think, oh, really strong. Lift the back leg. Just play with it. You don't even have to straighten the legs at all to feel super strong. Maybe play with the weight. Where's the weight in the foot? I feel strong enough. Good, and then slide back. Move the block out of the way, turn the back heel up and step forward. Step the right foot back, deep lunge. Ground it down, warrior two. Now you kind of know where we're going, so you know where you're going to want that block. Just kind of notice warrior two, where are you feeling sensations? Do you feel both feet really grounded? Do you feel both sides of the body equally engaged? Knees tracking straight. Straighten the front leg. Triangle. Do I feel sensations in my neck? Can I adjust that? Maybe I don't look up. I just want it to feel stable. Good. Bring the right hand to the hip. Bend the front knee. Find the block. Slide that right foot forward. And just play with Ardha Chandrasana. So you're eventually trying to stack right hip on top of left hip. Do I feel weight in all parts of that standing foot? Good, bend the knee, slide back, touch down, turn the heel up, step back, down dog. Take a couple breaths here. So we're gonna go to pigeon prep. So if you're having hip issues or knee issues, you might wanna do it on your back like we did at the beginning. Otherwise, extend your left leg and sweep that left knee by your left wrist. And bring the right foot more towards the middle, yeah. And just stay upright for now. And think long spine. Where do I feel sensation? Is it only in my left hip? Or can I work everything in my body to make it feel more therapeutic? So I'm hugging my knees towards each other and lengthening. Feel a little bit of a back bend. And if you want to stretch that quad again, you're welcome to. So stay on the right hand. And then you can always lower to the elbow if that feels good. Don't have to stretch the quad if you don't want to. It's just, I've been biking a lot and I really need it. So you guys get to benefit from that. Hug to the knees towards each other. Good, unwind. Push back, down dog. Be careful with your hip, okay? Carrie, ma'am. Okay, right knee sweeps forward towards the right wrist. Stay upright in this variation, just to really feel the legs working. So it's like I feel shins hugging in, sits bones widen and move back, long spine, rib cage back. Good, and then if you want to add the stretch, stand your left hand, find the foot with your right. You can always lower to the elbows. Even if you don't have the foot, it's okay. Stretch. Oh. Anybody feel any sensations? Any localized sensations here? Woohoo! Good, unwind. Step back, down dog. And then come down to all fours. I'm gonna use my blocks, come up to your knees, and I'm gonna put the blocks right on the outside of my, actually my feet. For me, it works better. And just a little back bend, and you don't have to go to the blocks. You can just bring your hands kind of to your bum on the back side. Think long side body, rib cage back, shoulders back, long back of neck, but keep the curve in the low back. So feel like you're hugging your shins towards each other, sits bones back and apart. And then just kind of move back to a back bend position. If you want to, you can find the blocks. Ustrasana. Don't let your hips pop forward. Keep really strong rib cage back, but let your heart come forward, if that makes sense. Good, and then come on back up. Feel good? So. Good, move the blocks out of the way. Swivel your feet to one side and come on back to your back sides. You can lay all the way down. Yeah. Where do you feel sensations here? Is it just appreciating your breath now, or do you feel a curve in the low back? We're warm enough. We could do full back bend if you're into that and you want to try it. Otherwise, we're just going to do Setu Bandha. So bring your hands by your hips. Actually, we'll do this twice, and you can do back bend the second time if you want to. So feel your feet, feel the curve, feel the upper body. So the rib cage is back, shoulder blades are back, and then keeping that lift to Setu Bandha. Maybe you can interlace your hands underneath you. I don't know. So it's a process. You have that connection in your upper body, but then you can allow your heart to lift more once you have that feeling of safety. Good, and then lower down, bring your feet a little wider, just let your knees kind of balance each other so you can rest completely. Take a breath or two. And I'll actually give you 3 options for this last one. So you could do supported Setu Bandha, where you put the block under your sacrum. You could do Setu Bandha again, or if you really want to try a back bend, you feel warm enough, go ahead and go for it. So whichever variation you're doing, go ahead. Or if you just want to lay there too, that's okay. We worked hard. And then come on down. Again, bring your feet wide. arms and cactus and just do a few calming windshield wipers. You can go as fast or as slow as you want, but just stay totally focused on what you're doing. Notice any little sensations that come to mind. Feel the overall effect of actually the movement this time. And then when you're evened out, bring both knees up, bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees open wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. And then go ahead and transition for Shavasana when you're ready. If you want a different variation, you're welcome to it. If it's not comfortable for you to lay flat on your back, lay on your side, wherever you can get the most relaxed. And then once you get there, see if you feel any sensations that you need to pay attention to and adjust so that you can truly relax every muscle. Allow your teeth to part slightly so you can relax the jaw. Feel your little pinky toe relax. Feel your outer hips relax. Feel your scalp relax. How do you perceive the world? Easy to find. Feel like the overall picture is dire right now. You really do have to break it down and look at perhaps the love in your friend's eyes. Or the beauty of the little bug sitting on the plate of grass. I'm going to share this with you from Julia Cameron. Serving the whole, I feel myself to be a cherished part. In every moment, I am given opportunities for creative service. Sometimes that service is simple witness. I count and encounter the blessings of life. I recognize and honor the dignity of those whom I meet. Other times, the service is more heartfelt. I reach within myself to console and comfort those who are suffering and in need. There is one substance flowing through all. That substance is love. As I choose to align myself in service to its nature and my own, I also serve by example. This service is not thankless martyrdom. Loving service is an act of enlightened self-love, because as I focus on others, my own troubles and losses fall into perspective. Acknowledging the worth of those I encounter, I recognize my own worth. Seeking to serve, I serve myself by experiencing the truth of my loving and expansive nature. This self-knowledge is a great blessing. Begin to notice the very tips of your fingers and of your toes. Maybe start to move just the tips. Can you do that? And then move to the middle joint of your fingers. And finally, the joint nearest the knuckle. See the wrist, the ankles. Move your head to the right and left a few times. Move that where you feel around a little bit. And then when you feel ready to move some more, you can draw your knees in. Well, to the right side. Push on up when you're ready. Find a nice seat. Bring hands to heart center. I recognize the love and the beauty in each of you. Namaste. And just a reminder, I'm not going to be here Friday, so no class on Friday. I think Carrie, you're gone too, aren't you? Are you next week? Okay. Yeah. So if you want, I'll send out a link for a YouTube video so you can still practice Friday. Okay. Have a great 4th of July, everybody. Thanks for being with me. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thanks, Lisa. I'm so sorry about your brother.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
I didn't that. What did you say, Lisa? I missed that. I was in the other room.
My youngest brother, Chad, that I take care of.
Yeah.
He has lung cancer.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, it's